YouTube. It is 9/11. Y'all all know what that means. It's 11:27. I know it's pretty late, but been kind of preparing for this video for the past 20 minutes because been home this evening just watching a whole lot of the History Channel about the documentary of 9/11 and rebuilding 9/11, and it's incredible. I have an entry in my journal that, well, my first entry, because I actually just got this journal. It has little scriptures at the bottom of each page, or like every other page. And first entry I wrote in this journal was for 9/11, and I'm happy that I did write it because it brought back memories of the day that the day that it happened, and I had no idea what was going on, and I'm 20 years old, so that means I was in elementary school. This was only maybe the third week, and second week, and I was like 7 years old. So I was second grade, first grade, something like that. So I had no idea what was going on. All I remember is, in fact, let me just read the entry because it says it all in here. It's just I was just watching TV, and my mom just said, you know what, just write something. So it's dated September 11th, 2014. I wrote this at 10:34, so about an hour ago. And it says, today is and always will be the most tragic day in American history so far. And first of all, I say that because we don't know what's going to happen next. Just like nobody knew that the Twin Towers planes crashing into the Twin Towers were going to happen. It still shocks me that 13 years later, that this is such an emotional event. I was only 7 years old when this took place. I had no idea what was going on until my mom picked me up from school to take me home. Ever since that event, I have heard countless stories of people who got caught up or was late getting to the Twin Towers, and God was watching over them. And the people that got out safely from the Twin Towers. But for those who died when the towers collapsed, God was calling you home. I'm not saying it was meant for them to perish, but those people did not die in vain. I watch the documentary every year now, and it still brings tears to my eyes, but I'm learning more about it as I grow older. At the age of 20, I can't believe that's what the world is coming to. Rest in peace, all of 9/11 victims. And I just commend everybody that helped out, all the first responders. I just wish they could have done more with the aerial firefighters up in the sky, trying to get the fire out even quicker before the buildings collapsed. One of the scenes in the documentary that is like buried in my mind when I first saw it, and when I just saw it tonight, is they show the building, one of the buildings, at an angle, and the firefighters just looking at it, just waiting for someone to tell them what's going on and what they need to do. to get the fire out. And all you see is a couple of firefighters looking at the building, and if you listen really closely, you can hear a scream. And what they're looking at is a woman falling from that building. And it's the most terrifying thing that I can never imagine. And my heart just dropped the first time I seen it, and it still does, because the way that the firefighters, that their face just cringed, and so did I. I mean, you got people in their apartments videotaping. All you see is papers falling, and then some people even zoom in on people falling to their deaths, and it's just unthinkable. But then you see all these people stuck in the top of the buildings where it's on fire, and then waving flags, white flags, like for them to get rescued. But about an hour after the planes crash, you see the first tower fall, and your heart just drops, because all you thinking is that those people didn't get saved. Then a half hour later, the second tower drops, and again you're thinking maybe less people perish, but still, it's crazy. And for people saying that, I know at the heat of the moment that a lot of people will be saying maybe not ignorant stuff, but just the first thing that comes out of their mind when they're being interviewed is, we should go over to the Arab countries and all of their countries and just blow them up. But it's not all of them. People have that mindset when they see anybody that's Muslim or Arab or anywhere from Afghanistan to Iraq to Iran, that blow them up. They should die. But it's not all of them, and that's what I don't get. That's what a lot of people don't get. We're afraid, and we just want something to happen, but that's not the answer. The wars that are going on now, maybe they have a reason for them, but I see no reason. But it's the government, the president, it's his deal. I mean, I wish I could do more to help it. Matter of fact, I will try to. I'll see what I can do. I think for me and a lot of young people my age need to volunteer more. People that are dying from diseases because they helped out and stayed at the crash site and at the site of the buildings falling, and they're getting diseases from all the ash and the smoke and the just inhaling all of that stuff. And many people, thousands, hundreds of people have already died from it. People are still suffering from it. But they knew what they were getting into. They thought to themselves, why are we here? We should just leave. But they didn't, because they knew it was their duty to help out. And if I were their age and if I were them at the time, I would have said the same thing. I would have tried to run my behind out of there, but I would have definitely went back. Volunteered to help out. But that's it. Yeah. Every year that goes on, nobody will forget that day. My grandkids, my kids, my grandkids, their kids will be told of this story and what happened, and I will make sure that they know what happened and what goes on in this world. Kids might not get taught about this in school, but you gotta inform them of what goes on in this world. And it's crazy. You might go on day to day, like, oh, you might forget about it, but when a day like today comes, when you have News 12, and this morning I watched some of it. My job has News 12 on, but you can't really hear it. And they have all of these people naming names of the people that died because they had a disease from the smoke, whatever, or naming names from the people that perished in the towers or whatever. And that's gonna go on for like forever. Is they're not gonna end that. People will still be remembered. I have yet to visit the memorial and the site where the fountains are, and I've yet to see what has become of it, but I'm making it one of my missions to go see it, and to make sure my 3 nephews and my niece, when she comes into this world, I will make sure all 4 of them see it at one point. Because of course they were not alive yet when this happened, and I just hope more people understand that we just need to stick together. And that's really all I gotta say. Alright, yeah. Peace, guys.